played great. I can't talk about this game without highlighting Jayden Daniels, though. And we highlight him a lot. And we've been on Jayden Daniels from day one when he got here, right? We talked about it last year at Florida State. He was the only reason that we were in the game. Was he perfect? No. Is he going to get better? Yes. Last year, did he hold the ball, not go through his progressions? Did he not throw the ball downfield? All those things, yes.
Ebbed and flowed last year. You lived and died with him.
First year, but he was the best option you had last year to play. Then you say, okay, well, he's got another year in the system. He's got all these adjustments. You go Florida State, didn't play great. From that day forward, right, he didn't play awful. He just didn't play what everybody thought it was supposed to be. From that day forward, he's been the best quarterback in the country in deep balls and making the right reads, going through his progressions. And here's what me and Jerry were really trying to explain to everybody last year. And you were on board too. He's not just a running quarterback that is going to run and just use it as a gimmick. He is a quarterback that is going to run when he absolutely has to run, and it is a weapon that you have to have. And you saw it at the end of the game when he was banged up and he had to come out of the game for a little bit, and he came back in and he was limping and he was not feeling good. I don't know if it was a bruised rib or whatever it was. He was not feeling great. 3rd and 9, backed up on his goal line. He runs for 12 yards. Makes the guy miss. 3rd down and 8, middle of the field, runs for 45 yards. He would grinded it out when you needed him the most, and Brian Kelly said it best in the post-game interview of the game ball. He is a badass motherfucker, and he is.
I'm going to say it this way, and I don't think as much as we've been on the Jayden train, especially for this team, however you want to call it, right, as much even on this show that we've been on the Jayden train, I don't think we've ever had the opportunity to look at him in the light that you probably should have been looking at him at after this past game. It was literally, squad, get on my back. I'm going to go ahead and lead you across this finish line right here. Like you said, it wasn't his best statistic game, right? He's thrown for more. He's run for more. He's probably had more total yards games. But big plays, bringing a team down from deficit, going out of the game with an injury, coming back to running a touchdown after he's gotten banged up with an injury. This was a hop on my back team, I run this shit.
Yep.
Game and performance. And that's the first time I'm like, yo, that was a Jayden game. I don't care what else happened. You saw them put the playbook and everything on him all game long to, hey, bring us back into this thing. And he did it.
What was one of the things that we leaned on the most last year? I don't care what it looks like. In the grand scheme of it, there's only one game where you can say, okay, that was Arkansas, whatever.
It was sick.
Right, but every other game, last year, this year, and the one thing that we could say was no matter what was going on in the game before, during, whatever, when it was time to make a winning play, he made the winning play. Somehow, some way, he made that winning play. And that has only gotten exponentially better this year. Yeah. And to me, that is a leader. That is what you want your quarterback to do, and that is what you want. That's the only thing you can ask from the starting quarterback on your football team is, hey, listen, when it comes down to it, in crunch time, are you going to be able to make the plays for us to win the game? And that answer is a resounding yes.
It's crazy. It's crazy how criticism goes at that position, though, right? Because game 1, when he threw for 350, all we heard was ring the bell on no progression. It looks the same as last year. It never got better. I didn't hear the same people asking to fire and take off everybody on the defense after they gave up 700 last week, right? And then the next week it gets a little bit better and it gets a little bit better, which is all you've seen Jayden do this year is a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better as game goes, right? But it's crazy how it's looked at it when you're the one that's touching the ball every play.
I'll take it a step further and go how many people were claiming for Jayden Daniels to come back in the game after the 3-snap progression with Garrett Nussmeirer.
Right.
Where it's where is he?
Right. And that wasn't fair for
No, and I'm not, but I'm just saying the narrative. The narrative of this is who, people were clamoring for a lot of the year. You see him get in the game. He comes in with a backup center. And that situation is not fair for anybody to succeed in. But I can tell you the room that I was in was a lot of people going, is Jayden okay? Because you need him now.
It's going to be tough.
You're going to need him now.
Right, yeah.
And I know that's not fair to Garrett Nussmeirer, and I think he's going to be good. But you can see how much he's won over a fan base that wanted nothing to do with him, essentially, for a lot of last year and the beginning of this year. To where it goes from, Oh, I'd love to see Garrett Nussmeirer in the spot.
You want to know what's funny too? Is
where's Jayden?
I could put this out there and I could say this about Garrett. Like when it's his time, I think you're gonna see something special when it's his time too, because of what's gonna be pushing him coming from behind him, because of the opportunity and the time limit that he won't have left while he's actually in a uniform here. I think when it's
and because
his time,
of what he's seen Jayden do.
Because of what he's seen Jayden do, because of the opportunity that he's got to sit behind this and learn. When it's his time here, I think you're going to get a very, very, very good player. It just so happened not to be that yet. And the guy that's doing it is doing it at a very, very, very impressive clip.
I don't think enough can be made of Jayden's progression even this year from what you saw from, I guess, if you want to complain about the Florida State game, but the progression of being able to throw it deep and get comfortable throwing it deep and using your two elite weapons, which is what everybody wanted to see. They knew the strength of the team was at the wide receiver room, and the way that Mike Denbrock and Jayden Daniels and so far down the roster goes, to be able to get them the ball the way that you're supposed to, that's why nobody's clamoring for, because you didn't think you could throw it deep. Now you're looking at a potential Heisman winner.
Right, and to that point, right, everybody wants to see, we need to throw the ball deep. We need to throw the ball deep. We need to throw the ball deep.
Then your defense was historically bad.
That's fine. Let's throw the ball deep. That's great. To me, what makes a really good quarterback and a guy who's a really good thrower of the football are the 15-yard in routes that he's throwing behind linebackers' heads.
That rip to Malik was unreal.
And that's what you've seen him do. That's the next progression that you saw from him. Like, hey, listen, every quarterback that's in college football can take a 3-step drop out of the gun and throw a fade route down the right sideline 35, 40 yards in there. If you can't do that, then you're Andrew Hatch and you can't do that. But most college quarterbacks at this – I like Andrew. He's great. But
what a shot!
The 45-yard Hail Mary that didn't reach the end zone is what I can't. That's tough, right? Very smart guy. He's probably making a lot of money.
His helmet.
Making a lot of money. Went to Harvard, whatever. But Jayden Daniels, everybody says want to throw the ball downfield. Want to throw the ball downfield. Yeah, that is yes. It is hey, I'm going to go through my progressions, and it may not be in rhythm of like, hey, step, hitch, throw. No, it may be step, okay, see it, hitch. Oh, there he's coming open. I see the window. Let it rip. Linebacker has no chance of making the play because it's right behind him off the back in rhythm. And I'm like, that is the progression.
For everyone, so I think that if the number's correct, it was either 2 or 3 offensive coordinators that he had at Arizona State, right? For everyone who downplayed what year 2 in the same offense with the same receivers, with the same coordinator, what could do for you, I think you should give it a little more credence now, right? We should probably give that a little more love and understand that, hey, what you saw last year probably had a lot to do with how many new faces, new communication, new verbiage, new trust, new everything in one situation played out, right? And you still saw it play out to a sense of them getting to an SEC championship. So year 2 of it, for us to not, or anyone to not have thought, I don't care even after 1, like you had to see game 1 for what game 1 was. They got bullied. They got beat as a team. And somehow that quarterback that didn't progress threw for 350 still, right? And people looked at it then saying, oh, yeah, but it was 174 yards.
Trash
yeah,
time,
what about the drops that happened that were right in hands early in the game? We're not going to talk about those. Those happened too.
Which is crazy.
And it's not to point at those guys. Those mistakes happen. Those things happen. But the point is like the progression was there. And it's not just because there was 340 there, right? It was there. You just didn't want to see it because we got beat by 20+. It was there.
Had to blame somebody.
You had to blame somebody. It was there. So, like, that's what we've been yelling from day 1 here. That's what we were yelling when it was really kind of quiet, honestly, surprisingly, during camp when there was no talk of it and people didn't try to stir that pot. And that's what we were yelling last year as well. Like, it's going to get there. Just stay with it. And it's cool to see it now. You just need the defense to kind of come on.